Hello friends, I Himanshu Tripathi, Incubation Manager at High Tech Incubation Center CTTIA, which is being run by High Tech Institute of Engineering and Technology Ghaziabad. I welcome you all in our two webinar series on 2 Year Startup. In our two webinar series, we are having two sessions. One session is scheduled on the topic that is entrepreneurial opportunities, idea generation, and validation. And the second session is scheduled on the topic leadership and team building for the startups. So today our guest of the day or speaker of the day is Dr. VK Arora. Dr. VK Arora is PhD in entrepreneurship. He is an MBA. He is BE in electronics. He is imparting his role of mentor, advisor, and trainer in various entrepreneurial activities such as incubation, startups, acceleration, and venture development. Right now, Dr. VK Arora is acting as a CEO in Anveshan Foundation. Anveshan Foundation is a leading business incubator at Central Delhi, and it is being run by Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University Women Campus at New Delhi. Guys, one more announcement I would like to mention here that as an incubator, we are seeking for the new business ideas so that we can support you in connecting the right or appropriate mentors with your business idea. Also, we can forward your business ideas to various schemes or to the various venture funds available at our mentor network. So, if you are having any idea in your mind, if you are planning your own startup in near future, or you are just want to discuss your idea with our mentor team or with our experts, then please contact us at our mail ID, and our mail ID is mentioned here, that is iedc@hit.org, and you can also contact us through our website, and that website is www.hiet.org. So I would like to Dr. VK Arora on stage, and sir will continue with his session.
Thank you, Himanshu. Thank you for the warm welcome. I am elated to be a part of High Tech Institute of Engineering and Technology, Ghaziabad. As Himanshu has already briefed my introduction, I am VK Arora, and right now I am taking care of one of the incubation centers supported by Delhi government. Apart from that, I am also active in this ecosystem from last 20 years. So in today's session, we will try to understand entrepreneurial opportunities, idea generation, and the validation part. So before we go ahead, we have to understand very basic questions which generally come in our mind. These questions which come in our mind, that is why to start and how to start. So I start from this, my first slide. Why to start is the first question which comes in our mind. And second question is how to start. When we try to understand why to start, simply when we talk about start, it is starting a new venture. Starting a new venture means starting a new startup or your company. This why to start is basically for you, your family, your society, and thereby your country. When you say that, when I say that you have to start, you have to think about a venture development for you, it is basically the main component of you is the charm of the life. You are into a job or you are into a professional life. The charm of the life comes in a bigger way when we try to understand and we try to explore something new for the society or for the country. When we say about your family, definitely security is very important for the family. But when we talk for a longer term, starting a new venture definitely gives a stronger base for your family and thereby for the society. We understand in the society also, when we try to get some reputation or some value in the society, having own startup or standing at your own values, that means a lot when we talk about your value in the society and thereby ultimately for the country. You all know that how our soldiers and army men, they are working for the country. It is just like that. They are working for some other issue, and we are working for the development of the economy of our country. So therefore, this is this is what background is for you. You need to start. But a very important point is for the coming generation. It is very important. Why it is very important? Say If you have studied, you have completed your all the studies, you have also completed your all the experience, and now you are going to start your career. Then if I ask you what is your starting point, most of you will say simply that my starting point was from zero or from something which was very near to nothing. And likewise, whenever after retirement you will reach your kids, your children, your own relatives from where they will start their career, that will again be the same as you have started your career. So what I mean to say that, oh, okay, this is fine that your starting point was zero or it was not at that elevated, but for the coming generation, do you want to be the same for your children to be? No, it is not like that. What I am trying to say is this, that your ending point should be the beginning point, the starting point for your coming generations. So it is possible only in a business. When you start something, I understand that in the beginning it could be difficult for you to establish or to have a complete business venture established, but for the coming generation it is always fruitful that their starting point is basically the ending point of yours. That means they are getting some edge, some privilege of your knowledge, of your experience, and your business acumen. So this is what I always appreciate people, those who start, that it is not only for you, it is definitely for your family, it is definitely for your society, and it is definitely for your coming generation. And when you try to understand, sir, how to start, sir, everything is fine. Whatever you are saying, that everything is fine. But how can I start? I can start a venture. So for that, the basic four concepts are: number one is to prepare yourself. This is very important. Unless you are not secure, unless you are not confident that you can do it, you are not prepared to become a potential entrepreneur, it would be difficult for you to take this longer journey. Then second one comes as a to get and to generate a business idea. I do understand in such kind of VUCA environment where anything can happen anytime. In that situation, it is very difficult that you are having a business idea. If you are having a business idea, you are not sure that whether this business idea will click in the market or it will not click in the market. Or many of us actually we don't have any business idea. Ideas are there, but to select and to reach to start with one business idea, this could be a difficult decision to be taken. For this, some validation is required. Therefore, for every business idea, viability and validation, this is important. Viability means basically feasibility, that whether if we start this business, this will reach to some success story or it will not reach. Validation means this, that you get some mentorship with from some experts who give you some idea that whether this idea will be validated or not, so that you are actually going to validate, you are going to ask through some matrices, through some proofs that yes, this idea is having a chance to be successful at the end of the day. And for that, what is required? Some basic arrangement. Mainly only basic arrangements are required, by virtue of which you can reach to a point where you feel that now you are a successful entrepreneur in the complete ecosystem. So for that, what is required? What is required, that is to know the roadmap. Many of us in India, many of us in India, we actually don't know about the roadmap. Roadmap means how to proceed. So in these slides, we will try to understand the roadmap also. But the total crux of this question, that why to start and how to start, is this, that ecosystem is supportive. If you can understand, if you can see in the last it is clearly written that ecosystem is supportive. Now the next question you may ask, sir, what is the ecosystem? Who are the components in this ecosystem? So in the last slide, we will also try to understand the ecosystem and how they are supporting us, and the beginning point of the promoters on the startups. So this question should be very much clear in your mind, that why to start and how to start. I was told that some of you are faculty members in different colleges. Some of you are the students of your colleges. You are having many choices. Number one, either to go for a full-time job or to go and choose a professional life, or you also have this option to not to do anything or to prepare for some competitive examinations. But this option should always be in the top for you, that you can have your own startup in any kind of platform with any kind of business idea, because it is for you, it is for your family, it is for your society, and it is for your country. And not only this, we will not stop here, it is for the coming generations. So that is why a number of business people, those who understand, that you know, and the news always comes in the business news channels and the business newspapers. Those are basically taking the advantages of their forefathers, of their parents, those who have started their business and now they are leading a good life for themselves and for all the components we have just discussed. So this is important point. So how to start? Definitely in this small webinar, we cannot explain everything that how to start, but the four main keys are: number one, to prepare yourself; number two is to get and generate business idea; number three is the viability, to check a viability and validation; and the basic arrangement. A complete roadmap I will try to explain to you in the coming slides. So in the next slide, you can understand this basic flow. This basic flow is also important to understand for students. We all are a person. We all are a person, and basically we all are raw students. When we talk from the point of view of the raw student, from the students, we all are raw students. We don't have much experience in the business acumen. And when we talk about that person to convert as an entrepreneur, then it needs some development. A person to whom you want to make a successful leader, that also needs some development. A person to whom you want to make something, that needs some development. Simply likewise only, a person to whom you want to make entrepreneur, that also needs some development, and this development is known as entrepreneurial development. We all are a person. Those who all are attending this webinar, we all understand that we all are a person, and we have to be converted to an entrepreneur, to a potential entrepreneur. And what I am saying, that in between process is required, that is the entrepreneurial development. But at the same time, we have to understand that all person are not at same pace or same situation. And since we are a person and person belongs to the human community, we all understand that we are difficult, we are unique and critical to understand. Therefore, there is no set of rules for a person to be converted to an entrepreneur or a potential entrepreneur or a successful entrepreneur through any entrepreneurial development. What I mean to say is this, that there is absolutely no set of rules. Show me a person, I will live with that person. I will try to understand that person. I will try to conduct some psychological and some other test with that particular person, which the person might not be knowing. And then after, I will try to make myself that what set of rules I will have to prepare for that particular different specific person. Therefore, for all the students, for all the person, if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, the choice, the itinerary of entrepreneurial development, that is different from one to another. And second is this, that if you say that now, sir, the time has come that now I am a potential entrepreneur, and definitely you are the promoter. You are the promoter of your startup, and promoter of startup. What is behind the promoter of the startup? That is the business idea. Business idea you should have, and business idea will come only when you have the understanding of better and better understanding of opportunities. Once you say that I am a potential entrepreneur, then after what is required? Then after you will have to go for incorporating a company or an enterprise. When you incorporate a company, that company is general language, it is known as what, the startup. Although the definition of startup is specified by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry through their department DPIIT, that is fine. But in general also, if you are not registered with DPIIT, you are not having a DPIIT number, you are not registered under the portal of Startup India, then to generally what we say, that the companies which are incorporated or the enterprises which are incorporated from last 10 years in today's, those all the companies, those all the enterprises which comes under in the form of LLP or partnership or private limited, those all comes under the startup. But in general language also, as soon you have your own startup, we say that this is a startup. Now, when an entrepreneur tries to run an enterprise, it requires different qualities and characteristics. So those qualities and characteristics which are required for an entrepreneur to run his company, that is known as what, the entrepreneurship. So these are the five basic terms we need to understand clearly, that who is a person, then who is an entrepreneur, what is enterprise, what is entrepreneurial development, and in the last, what is entrepreneurship. If we will try to be confused or we try to try to insert this entrepreneurship at this point, entrepreneurship in the beginning point, it might be wrong conceptually for us to understand the right path. So therefore, right now you will have to specify only, you will have to judge yourself only that in which category you come. You come in the category of a person, or you come in the category of an entrepreneur. That means you think that the starting impetus which is required in the form of entrepreneurial development that has already been done in you. And if you think that it is you are already a potential entrepreneur, then starting a company that you are a promoter of, you are a founder of a startup company, in which category you come, that is required by you only to understand. If you think that you are just a person, you don't have much idea about entrepreneurship, then this kind of entrepreneurship development is very important for you to be inculcated in you. Such kind of webinar or offline workshops are very much required, because these workshops are nothing but a part of entrepreneurial development. Then coming back to the topic is business idea generation. Many of you may have a business idea, and at the same time, some of you may not have any business idea. If you have a business idea and you think that this idea is feasible and viable, then it is clearly understood that you are going or you are prepared to start your own venture. But it is not the case every time. Many times it is seen that the students and the incubatees or the promoters, they are having capability of starting their own business, but they are not having any good business idea. At any time it may happen. It may happen at the age of 18, it may happen at the age of 25, 35, 45, 60. And similarly, it can also happen at different stages. It may occur at the stage when you are already started your business, some new business idea comes. Then after, it may happen that you have started already 10 companies, then some new idea is coming. Maybe after failure in 20 startups, some new business idea is coming. Therefore, this can come at any stage. This can come at any stage. Then what is basically required to have a business idea? You all know about the cognitive thinking. We all are human beings, and we understand that cognitive thinking is already imbued within us. What is cognitive thinking? You all know it is basic thinking, basic logical thinking, by virtue of which you can understand that what is happening around. And then if you have a cognitive thinking with the amalgamation of entrepreneurial alertness, basic education, basic experience, and basic network, I am 100% sure that you are now ready to take up new assignments in any form. In any form is any form of your entrepreneurial journey. So when you say, sir, I have a cognitive thinking, I understand the entrepreneurial alertness, I have a basic education, experience, and network, then the next thing comes that the major attributes in generation of business idea. That is the understanding of four quadrants. These four quadrants I have mentioned many years before in one of my paper, that these are basically one is the problem, number two is the opportunity, number three is the demand, and number fourth is the capability. And right now today also, it is as truth as it is. One is to understand the problem in the society. Number two, whether that problem is actually an opportunity or it is not an opportunity. If it is an opportunity, whether you will be able to create demand by the society or the prospective customer or consumers or not. If you think that can also be done, then you will have to understand your competency, that you have capability to fulfill the requirement of future market or not. So these four goes one by one, and you will have to understand for any business idea which comes to your mind after having a cognitive thinking. And this path is also the path of generation of business idea. We come across many problems, many problems. Society also comes across many problems. Some of the problems they are aware of, some of the problems they are unaware of, they are not aware of. So if they are aware of that problem, this is a clear business idea which is coming to your mind. And if they are not aware about that particular problem, then you will have to go for different type of research work to understand the problem which the society or your future customers are facing. So therefore, there could be two conditions. Number one is this, that people are aware about their problem, and number two is people are not aware about their problem. Taxi problem in India say 7, 8 years before that was aware problem. So in solution, number of taxi services they came at that time. Number two, second, if you go and you go to from one station to another station, railway station I'm talking about, and at the destination railway station, you find difficulty in finding a coolie for to take your luggage, then this is the problem. Many times society understand that this is already happening in the society and there could not be any possible solution for this. There's such kind of business problems you will have to understand by your own. When we talk about the opportunity is the same, which we all are studying in the first year or in the second semester of our MBA program. It is the same based upon the SWOT framework. We understand about the SWOT: strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strength and weaknesses that comes after the internal analysis, whereas opportunities and threats it comes after the analysis of the external environment. So in the external environment, there are two components which stay. Number one is the opportunity and number two is the threat. So when we talk about the opportunity, we will have to understand that in market, how many opportunities are there? There are many opportunities. The question is this: after understanding problems, which one you can pick in the first way? In the first way means in the beginning. After that, when you understand that this is the opportunity where you can work, now you will have to understand whether you can create this demand among the future customers or not. So clients are very important. This demand is actual and if it is to be created. So in the both ways, you will have to understand, you will have to put your energy that whether it is an actual demand or it is has to be created. Many times it is a demand which if you start working and you will find that people are just coming and they are buying your product. But at the same time, this may happen that people are not understanding that this particular product or service is basically is going to solve solve their problem. Therefore, such kind of demand you will have to create. Why I am saying this, that in such kind of business models, you need to go for a business market appropriation. There's some budget for the advertisement, for some budget for promoting your product that is required. And at that time, after this, when you think that everything is in line, pipeline, then understand your capability. It is good that you have a business idea, but whether you will be able to get the benefits of that particular business idea or not, it 100% depends upon your current competency and current capabilities, which require many things, including fund. So this is how a business idea is basically generated. If you think that you are having a business idea, please trust me, your business idea must have passed from all these four phases. If it is not been passed, then you will have to understand all these four different attributes and analyze again, try to analyze again whether this is a good viable business idea or it is not. Now coming back to the topic, we are having a human body. You are also having a human body. I am also having a human body, and this is human body is with some special spirit. That special spirit is with human body, not with animals, not with trees. And when this special spirit is there in our brain, from the inspiration of this spirit, we are having a special kind of thinking. When this special kind of thinking passes from our brain becomes mind. And as soon as we understand mind, we understand the meaning of cognitive thinking. This is the basic cognitive thinking. We all know this. We all are at this point, but we all are not in the further points. Your cognitive thinking will be prominent only if you are having a focused thinking. If you are a cognitive thinking, you are a prominent with some inputs from the focused thinking, you become prominent, and then after at the same time you become successful. Here, when we talk about the success, it is not the business success. It could be success in any line. You could be a very good medical professional. You could be very good dentist. You could be very good painter. You could be anything. Any skill you can have anything, and you can become successful in your particular domain. But for that, focused thinking is required. And when you think that you are a successful person, then from creative thinking you become a creative person. What is creativity? Creativity is something which you are going to, or you are in the process of developing something new. So that this is the creative, and the thinking which is required there, it is known as what? The creative thinking. After the creative thinking, you say that, sir, I am now a creative person. Then only from the entrepreneurial thinking, you can convert your creative thinking to the innovative thinking. So if I ask you what is the difference between the creativity and innovation, creativity is a new product, is developing a new product, adding some new features to a new product, adding some new and unique features to some existing product. Everything comes under the creativity. But as soon you commercialize that creative product or services, as soon you do it, it becomes innovation. So for innovation, what is required? Entrepreneurial thinking is required. Innovation is nothing but it is a seed for your business idea generation. Therefore, without innovation, you cannot go for any kind of business idea generation. So this is also important for you to understand that innovation is basically the seed for your business idea generation. Innovation could be in product, it could be in process, or it could be in both. So once you have a business idea generation, then you can go for the feasibility test. We have 7 kind of feasibility tests, such as technical feasibility, economical feasibility, marketing feasibility, manpower, value chain, legal and social. And once you say, sir, now I have checked with my business idea, it is a feasible one, it is a viable one, it could be a sustainable one. Then after we say that your business idea is now it has a chances to be successful, and therefore you go and now prepare your pitch deck. Prepare your pitch deck, or prepare your business plan, or prepare your business report, or prepare your project report. Everything depends upon the type of business idea. I hope this is clear to you. Then moving ahead, and this is the strategic window of opportunity. Say this is the market. This is the market in the year 2020. The similar kind of market was there in 1980. Similar kind of market was also there in 1950, in 1900, in 1800, in 1700. Every time such kind of market was there. Therefore, at any point of time, these all are the opportunities which are existing in the market. These all the opportunities which are existing in the market today also, these all are the opportunities which are existing in the market. But we come across and we finalize only that opportunity which we can understand the best from our business acumen. So it is not like this that all the business opportunities you are having a sense of sensing it. No, it is not possible. Whichever you are actually sensing, whichever you are actually planning to start with, depends upon the problem which you could have understood at that time, the opportunities which you could gather after the opportunities, the demand which you thought that this demand, particular demand, we can generate from our own capabilities. So after having movement from the one coordinate to the second coordinate, and with all the 4 coordinates which we have just seen in the last slides, we select one. And which one we are going to select, it actually makes clear that where we are going to land, say after 3 years, after 5 years, or after 10 years, depending upon our mission period. Mission period, you all understand about the strategic intent, that is the vision, and objective. So once we start our own business, it 100% depends upon the mission period. Say that this is the opportunity which is just for the understanding purpose. This is the red color opportunities we sensed and we thought that this one we are going to start in the market. So similarly, we picked up from that point to this point of the graph. In this particular graph, on the x-axis, we can have time. Time means today we are going to start with this particular business opportunity, and let's move ahead. So on x-axis, we are having a time which is going to come, and on the y-axis, we are having net cash flow. Net cash flow on the positive y-x direction is the money which we are going to generate from the market, and on the negative y-axis, the money which we are going to put into the market as an investment, right? So this is what it is known as strategic window of opportunities. We should have the sense, we should have the scanning, positioning, and analyzing, and it 100% depends upon the ability, time, and chance. So if you understand this particular slide, last particular slide, this is the starting point when actually your business is now going to show that it is going to the positive Y direction or it is going to the negative Y direction. So on the in this slide, we can see that on the y-axis we are having net cash flow. Number one phase of your business comes as PPD. What is PPD? PPD is product planning and development. This time you give in your business for the product planning and development. If your product is not developed, it is not revamped, it is again, it has to be refined, some refinement is required. Everything you can do in this particular phase, which is known as PPD, commonly known as product planning and development. Once the product is developed, by all means, now it is ready to launch in the market, then we all know about the PLC, we move to the second phase, which is known as what, the product life cycle. We all know this. And once your particular product has lived its life, life is completed, then it moves to the third phase, which is known as what? Product innovation and revamping. Now again, some innovation is required, which we did at the time of first phase. So first phase and third phase is on parallel base. After that, if you go for some other type of phases, you may have number of PLCs depending upon different products and service oriented products. At the same time, you can also have your portfolio ready, where you can have number of products in your company, the number of companies in your complete forum of companies or umbrella of your companies. So this is how it is going to move. Your business is going to move. It should be there in the back of your mind. Now, these two slides we will have to understand very meticulously, because this is very important when we talk about the complete roadmap, which I was discussing at that time. So definitely there could be a minor variation depending upon the industry, depending upon the sector. Industry to industry or sector to sector, you may have different some changes in this particular roadmap, but more and less this roadmap is fixed when you are going to start your business in India. So number one is to understand entrepreneur. Here you will have to understand who is an entrepreneur. From a person you want to convert yourself as an entrepreneur. In the beginning, what I can explain you is only this, that a person who is trying to become an entrepreneur should have minimum 3 qualities. Number one is capacity to understand, capability to understand, and to innovate. Means innovation should be there. Innovation is the key for a person who is becoming or he is having a potential entrepreneur. So if I talk about the I is for innovation. Number two comes the P. P is for the profit, sense of profit. Means I will not say that profit generator, but he should have some sense that everything is for the profit generation. Okay, and the third one is for the dedication towards the society. So a person who is innovative, or whose team is innovative, with this mindset that ultimately he is concerned about the profit, is profit concerned, and the total work is dedicated, total job, total business is dedicated for the society, then that person is known as what? Entrepreneur. Once you understand that this is an entrepreneur, you will have to go for the entrepreneurial development. Right now, you will have to work for the entrepreneurial development. Once you say, sir, I have completed my entrepreneurial development, and what I will say that now you are a potential entrepreneur. Then you will have to understand the focus area in entrepreneurship. Then after creativity and innovation, your business idea has to pass through with the creativity and innovation. As I explained you, creativity is something new. Your new product, your process is new, something is new, that is known as what? The creativity. But as soon you commercialize your product or your service oriented product, it becomes what? Innovation. Once you understand that innovation has already worked, then this is nothing but it is a seed. It is the beginning of your business idea generation. You may have number of business ideas, there's no problem. In business or in entrepreneurship, it is not like this, that if you are having number of business ideas, then you will not be a successful person. No. but there is a higher chances if you are having a more than one business idea. But at the same time, you cannot start from all the business ideas. You will have to focus only on one business idea to start with. And that one business idea should be most feasible and viable, understanding your capabilities and competencies. If you require, you can have mentors in between, which are known as technical mentors or business mentors or strategic mentors. Go for the feasibility and viability of your product, of your business. Then after, if required, you can go for a business plan. Generally, business plans are required at that point when you are going for some investment. You are looking for some investments from some investors. If not, you will have to go for preparing a pitch deck. What is pitch deck? Pitch deck is the presentation of your complete business idea in 10 to 15 PPT slides, by which you can make understand others what your business idea is, what is the elevator pitch, who are the members in your team, how will you proceed, what are the chances of success, of being success, what are the key matrices you will follow, the validation, and in the last, the summary of your complete business idea, which is known as uh, uh, which is known as canvas of your business idea, business canvas. And then after, when you once you say that pitch deck is ready, you are having two options, which we will see in coming slides. Number one is to go for a business incubator where you can work as an incubator. Once you are selected as an incubator, you can again go for the product refinement. If required, you can go for the project reports. Project reports are required for different purposes, and accordingly, the format of project report it also differs from one purpose to another purpose. You need a workspace. This workspace you can also get in your incubation center, or if you want to purchase it in the market, that is also a possibility. Then after, you can go for the registration of a company in the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Then many other formalities, obtaining PAN number and others, opening a current bank account, logo and trademark, GST registration, stationery, furniture, computer items, website as if required, manpower as minimum required, procurement, shop floor. These all are the steps how you will have to go ahead with your business idea in your business journey. So this why I am explaining it to you, that many times it comes in my knowledge that people, they are ready, they are also having a business idea, but they are not having a clear roadmap at what activity is to be done before what. So if you follow this particular channel, I am 100% sure that there are the little chances, at least from the from the service point of view, or from the journey point of view, that you will not be indulged in any kind of stoppage or impedance in between. So this is now, if you are here as you, and you are already having a proper entrepreneurial development within you, and you think that you are a promoter now, and you are ready to take up any particular business assignment, you are having qualities of entrepreneurship, you are having a startup after proper registration. Then after, what is required, you need to launch your business. For that, you need a platform. In the market, number of options are available, incubators are available, co-working spaces are available. You can find anyone depending upon the choice you have. Then to speed up your startup, you have to go for a model of lean startup, where everything we talked about, the growth hacking strategies. If required, you can also join, you can also take help from some accelerators in the market. And in the last, ultimately, to have a proper growth, this should be the point where you should stagger at the end of your journey. I'm not saying that at the end of the journey, but at least the vision which you are having, the mission which you will having, I am talking about that particular mission period. So all these things you can do, either you are having one option as start by your own, and second, you are having another option as a start with the help of some incubator. If you want to start by your own, this is also a good choice. If you want to start with the help of some incubator, this is also a good choice. But in the first slide, as I mentioned, that ecosystem is supportive. To get maximum benefit of ecosystem, it is always better to start with the help of some business incubator. Now, who are the business incubators? Incubators are those which are facilitating startups for some period, which is known as incubation period, which exists from 1 year to 3 years in India. So now you can select, you can find off number of business incubators are there. The details of these incubators are also available in the website of Startup India, which is startupindia.gov.in. You can find off number of business incubators there. Now select them depending upon the industry, the sector, the area where that particular incubator is having the specialization, and which is actually gelling with your business idea. In such case, you can even choose any of the business incubator. These business incubators are also having some facilitation fee, which is very less, very subsidized, because ecosystem is supportive. Depending upon the location where you want to start your business, in Karnataka, in Telangana, in Maharashtra, or in Delhi, you can also choose your business incubator. Business incubators are providing all such kind of facilities which are required for a startup, for a budding entrepreneur to begin with. And otherwise, you are having always having a choice to start by your own. You can purchase, or you can take on rent some space, some commercialization, some commercialized space, some office in the market. You can have your mentors if you require. If you think that it is not required, you can start by your own, prepare your product, go to the market, ask for the venture investors to invest in your company. Everything can be done. So, but the only difference is this, that here you will have to do everything by your own. But here number of facilitators, number of benefits are there when you start your business with the help of any business incubator. Now, in this slide, before I compile, in this slide, this is the complete ecosystem in India. In this complete ecosystem, we will try to understand each and every parameter of this ecosystem. This ecosystem has total 12 parameters, and we will start from this point PPP. But before that, I hope that you understand that when you become a potential entrepreneur and you start your own business, or you plan to start your own business, you become entrepreneur and promoter. After that, you have your own startup company. Startup company needs some office space that you can have in the open market always, but you can also select any incubator or co-working space. And then after, depending upon different functional areas, say marketing, HR, legal, means whatever is the domain of your business, you can always choose, and you can always take help from some accelerators. Accelerators, I hope you understand the meaning of acceleration. So in this complete your channel, this is the ecosystem, supportive ecosystem right now present in Indian business environment. Number one is FFF. FFF is the family, friends, and fools, where we generally talk about the family and friends. Family and friends should be supportive in all ways, not only on the point of psychological, but also for funding point of view, for other requirements which you require in the ecosystem. There is one first parameter is friends, family, and fools. So why I am emphasizing that, initially you all know 10 years before or 20 years before, generally this was in the mindset of Indians, that whether the person or the student is going to go for their future to do a job or to choose a professional life. But many means very less of the parents, they were supporting their children to go for a business career. So now you understand then this being a part of ecosystem, your family, your friends are now supporting it. Why? Because now they are having understanding of entrepreneurship. Then second one is the business loan. As we all understand that business loan, this is a very important part for us to start a business. Right now we are having different business loan possibilities. Mudra is there, Stand Up India is there, MSME loan is there. Then SIDBI loan in the form of SAFE, 3 phases of SAFE 4, that is also available. Now many other loans are available. Recently 3 lakh crore rupees loan for the MSME, that has also been launched with very lucrative benefits. So I understand that this is definitely an ecosystem supporting to the startups. On the other hand, we can have a godfather. I understand this is very difficult to get godfather for a particular business, but no doubt this point is also existing in the ecosystem. Since it exists in the ecosystem, I will have to include it. I understand. I know number of startups which are supported by some godfather by virtue of what they got in them or they have interacted with them. That is very difficult to explain, but definitely if there is some hand of some godfather who is not understanding, who is not planning to take any advantage of yours by him or by her, but they are giving you benefits as much they can do or he can do, and definitely that person is a godfather to you. You can associate number of mentors who can help you in your throughout your business journey. We have the facilitations from chartered accountants and company secretariat. So this facility should also be there. IPR, you know, very commonly number of workshops we are conducting in IPR, intellectual property rights, the rights of your trademark, your copyrights, your technology patent, your design patent, your trade agreements, GIs, all kind of such intellectual property rights. It comes here. Then the digital facilitators, I am including them in the same section as the affiliate marketing or elevate marketers. So these are also available in the market. For startup, it is very difficult to hire high salaried staff. So therefore, component of interns and employees that also comes in the picture. Then suppliers, first tier supplier, second tier supplier, third tier supplier, you will have to deal with. Similarly, on the right side, you can deal with the buyers also. First tier buyers, second tier buyers, three tier buyers. CSR activities, as you all know, government has I have given a slab for the companies that those companies which comes under that particular criteria has to invest 2% of their profit for CSR activities. What is CSR activities? This is corporate social responsibility activity. Now that fund, now from last year, it is allowed that this fund they can also facilitate for startups and also for the complete ecosystem in the form of some lab development or some other development within the incubation centers. Then government schemes mean government of India schemes or maybe international schemes, the schemes which are coming from the different other government, say the government of Israel, government of United States, Germany, they are also happy and they are also having their role in Indian developing ecosystem. And the last one, investor, it is very important that at what time you will get an investor. Here we are talking about the angel investors, or we are talking about the venture capitalist or Ps, or you talk about the corner store investors or the anchor investors, all kind of investors that is also available in the market. These days, we also talk about the foreign portfolio investors, business loan, as I've already specified you. So this is the complete ecosystem which is available in India. So if you are having any questions in understanding these points, we can also have an interaction. So I will be open this forum for any questions. And
Friends, I think that you have liked our today's session, and if any of your query gets unanswered by us, or you just want to discuss more or elaborate more on this topic, you can contact us at our website, that is www.hit.org, or you can contact us through our mail ID, that is iedc@hit.org. If you want to connect with our mentor directly, then you can connect with our mentor. You can connect with our mentor at his own website, that is www.vkarora.com. So, thank you, friends, for joining us.